His family needs their privacy. Yes. I'm a person. Yes, I am. At least that's what my holographic program tells me. It says, David, you are a person. Behave normal. Behave as if you are human. And I keep saying, yeah, sure, why not? Stealing jokes from comedians, you're right. He was even worse than Jay Leno. Robin Williams would hang around the Comedy Store and listen to people like me and take my joke. Asphyxia is the removal of all oxygen from your lungs. Boy, this guy looks like Mr. Bean. Thanks so much. Well, you're looking at the previous Dave. Soon, I'll be the new and improved Dave. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. And I will be deploying blackface coming up October 31st. And we're going to have a little preview on YouTube so everyone can see it. Oh, LOL. Come on, Dave. Get over the fact that I'm a Mason. It's all good, Dave. It's all good. So I take it you've had your first malt liquor. Well, you know, when you get to the second Pabst Blue Ribbon, talk to me then about how you feel. Why do you think he was a weak idiot, Omelettes? Don't you think that Robin was stricken by the harsh reality that we're all living in and trying to avoid with drugs? David does a perfect Richard Nixon impersonation. My fellow Americans, I'm sorry that Robin Williams has passed away. I'm suffering from phlebitis. I don't want to talk about Robin Williams. Well, look, this is the deal. I don't want any of you guys to try drugs if you haven't, okay? Do not do drugs. Be like Nancy Reagan and just say no. Well, I remember when Nancy used to do Valium. Quite a bit of it, actually. But those are designer drugs. Maybe Robin Williams was on designer drugs. Is it possible? Possibly Prozac. Or that new experimental drug called End It All. Hi, everybody at Hangout. We're in the Conspiracy Monday show. Let's not forget that just a couple weeks ago, MH17 crashed. Everybody on board, 192 or 3 souls dead. But we're not really sure if it crashed at all. We're not sure if it was vaporized. According to Vladimir Putin, they believe that it may have been vaporized in the middle of the air, and that the flight down below was actually MH370, staged to look like a crash. And the Russians have amazing satellite footage of Ukrainian activity 3 days prior to the crash in the crash zone. How is that possible? Evil Dance Too Good says the Illuminati killed Robin Williams because he was going to tell us that the Illuminati was real. I wouldn't put it past that possibility. Let's look at all the possible conspiracy theories about what has happened to our wonderful comedian Robin Williams, who gave so much of his life. Let's talk about the positives, okay? I never have done a Bill Clinton impersonation or has had sex with anyone or inhaled everything. Yeah, what about all those bodies stacked around? Well, those are all cadavers from MH370. It's called put them in a freezer and then defrost them 3 months later. I'm not a John Bircher, for crying out loud. I'm a centrist, you idiot. I'll listen to some of the peace and freedom people, but no, I don't side solely with the constitutionalists. I'm a social liberal, for crying out loud. I support gay marriage in states of their choice. I just don't support a national same-sex marriage law. I'm not losing at 202. I'm trying to answer all the questions in linear time. Now I'm going to move to analog mode, in which we will do a complete response to every single chat as it comes in. David, do you think Obama put his money in a bank like us? Yes. It's in the Cayman Islands with Mitt Romney. Robin Williams' first movie was Popeye. Possibly true. Yep, Jerkafan, they killed Michael, the great Michael. Teacup. Oh, good. I like that. That's a good Nixon. Thank you, Teacup. You can blow that up as my Nixon impersonation. No, I don't support gay marriage on a national level. I don't want, hey, excuse me, stop it, slow down, back up. Hey, look, I support that gays not be discriminated in the workplace. I really don't want them limited in their ability to get married if they want to in the state of their choice. But seriously, what in the world gave the government the right to dictate over marriage? Have you ever heard of separation of church and state? I mean, come on. Let's just drop the whole same-sex marriage thing. We don't have enough time for that. Our country's about to go to war with Russia. That's right. Barack Obama is stimulating a colder war. Have you heard about it? Colder war? There's no toupee here, dude. It's all real. I mean, you could, just because I look good at my age doesn't mean I'm a toupee wearer. This is not the hair club for men either. You support gay marriage in the middle of the Pacific, along near sharks? Okay. Adjudicated by sharks. Curious minds want to know, says it all. What happened? How did Robin Williams die? Well, this is a big day in American history because he is one of the most famous guys in American comic history. And you look into his face and you see a man who's looks like he's looking somewhere else. I don't know if you see that. He looks like he's looking at some other. He's got a better tan than me. I got to do something with this color. Anyway, yeah, that's Robin Williams, everybody. Let's have a moment of silence. Great comedians don't die, they just fade away. All right. Great. I'm really glad to be here with all of you tonight to at least share in the sadness of losing such a great guy. I remember him in Patch Adams, the story of a great doctor who just continually, he did a fantastic job in that movie, I think. I am about the respect. Thank you. Lesson for don't do drugs. Yeah, don't do drugs, folks. No, I'm not moving away from conspiracy theories. We're talking about the possibility that Robin Williams may have been murdered. I'm going to go do a little conspiracy investigation of my own right now. I'm going to go to Twitter and see what last words were spoken on Twitter by Robin Williams. Let me get in there. I'm going to try to friend him. You think he'll accept my friendship on Twitter? No. Could have been an automatic system. Moving on. Okay. Thanks for coming in, everybody, at Hangout. Appreciate it. We're going to look and see what Robin Williams' last Twitter was. Let me do a search for him. Robin Williams' his official site. Usually find out what they really want to say in their last tweet. Robin Williams, happy birthday to Zelda. Here we go. Let's take a look at this, folks. Let's do some little conspiracy fact-finding right now, okay? Here it is. He was at Robin Williams. July 31st was his last tweet. Well, there you have it. The man was prevented from tweeting. It could have obviously led to his depression. He was suffering from lack of tweetness. He hung himself? Is that true? Candy Rain, are you saying he was hung well? He was well hung? I mean, did he hang himself? Okay. It wasn't suicide, though, Candy. It was an act that could not be interpreted as suicide. Most families prefer it to be less broadcast as suicide, but actually it's not. I'm not saying anymore, but it's a better you know less. Yes, yes, yes came in with a real hot tip, everybody. You see that? I'm acting right. You act right. Poor guy, I know. Yes, yes, yes said that it's done, he knows something and it was not suicide. Okay, what was his last tweet? Robin Williams, July 31st, wrote, TBT and happy birthday to Ms. Zelda Ray Williams, quarter of a century old today, but always my Instagram. And let's go to that picture that he saw. This is toward the end of his life, folks. You could tell he's like making a moment in time and showing people this was the best time of his life. This is the message he gave us. It's to his daughter, businessman. Thank you. Are you tracking his tweets to see if there's anything nefarious? I'm looking into the tweets. Remember when Philip Seymour Hoffman died, I looked into his tweets. He had a very weird obsession with a certain person in Hollywood I'm into. This police are investigating. This is a murder. Whoa. Really? Guest 545 says, breaking news, TMZ is reporting the police are investigating this as a murder. I do make total sense. All right, let's go back to the Twitter site, Sarah. This is really sad. This whole day has just been like shattered. We're going to make this a Robin Williams Monday. If nothing else, we're going to talk about it. Nothing about a murder day? Okay, well, we're going to look at TMZ later. All right. We don't have enough time to worry about the same-sex marriage issue, but you have enough time to worry about Obama's sexuality, his wife's orientation, Hillary's hair, and other relevant issues like the death of Robin Williams. The possible murder of Robin Williams is irrelevant, bottom tooth. You are a bottom dweller. You are a scavenger of the worst variety. Wow. I'm just trying to bring in Sarah into the show, and we're going to do some discussion about the late Robin Williams. We'll look through his tweets to see if there's any potential conspiracy antidotes. Let's talk about government now. Okay, but we will leave Robin Williams in the background as this is his official Twitter site. I think the color of his Twitter site indicates his level of depression. Isn't that the most puke green color you've ever seen on a Twitter site? I mean, with all his money, that's what he put out.
Twitter color. I don't think
that's like the pukest green Twitter color I've ever seen.
Color
well, I mean, a person can customize a Twitter site. He called himself an actor, comedian, cyclist, and retired mime. Now, I had a chance to actually see and I was close to meeting Robin Williams before he became famous. Back in 1975, my sister went to a rehearsal, or actually a tryout for a play in Hollywood, and I was 15 years old, and I sat there. And I saw this young man, 25 years old, look like an old man, talking like an Eastern European perfectly, and he blew everybody away. He loved getting into characters. I guess that's what happens when you do cocaine. I'm not sure. I've never done coke, so I don't know. Do people do a lot of characters when they do cocaine? What's unbecoming is your hypocritical statements and your derogatory nature about me personally. So I'm going to have to ban Mr. Bottomtooth. What's happening here? Or we're not even.
They put it up there. Oh, you're right.
I'm still a guest. Okay. The next president's going to say whatever he says. The next president's going to be real and virtual and reactive to the chat room. Not some carbon copy of George W. Bush or Barack Obama, some poster. Barack Obama is not even a real person except that he is a human being. He's just a fake, a total poser. I'm not too distracted. No, I listen to everything you say. I just happen to be unable to ban you right now. This guy needs to be banned in the worst way. If you could get into the chat room and go ahead and log in, that'd be great. Sarah's going to do that. All right, people. It's all happening, and you're witness to the breakdown of American foreign policy right now. As I said earlier, Barack Obama has triggered a potential colder war with Russia, with his strange and aberrant behavior, calling Vladimir Putin a jackass, engaging in a war of egos with Vladimir Putin over our nation's security. On top of that, you've got a president who's weakening the border with Mexico, allowing illegal aliens to come in at an alarming rate with contagious disease, mind you, and then telling his brown shirts, and they literally call themselves the brown shirts, this Baptist security force down there in San Antonio, not to allow doctors to report the contagious disease, or they will be arrested. So this is all insane what's happening. Everything about Obama's policy seemed convoluted. And now recently he's finally coming to the table and saying we need to do something about Iraq. When all along, from 2008 to present, I've had a consistent policy on Iraq, and that was I didn't ratify it, but I was willing to leave up to 5,000 troops in Iraq to maintain the peace and security of the Maliki regime. What about that does anyone not understand? Because that's really where I'm coming from, and it's still on our website. But I don't want to invest more troops into Iraq. I don't want to put 5,000 men in now. I want to do this even more scientifically, more surgically. I want to make sure that we have an alternative solution in Iraq, and that would be a rail line from Basra to Baghdad, built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in an area that's not currently under wartime attack, and that can defend all of our known established bases there. Over 160 bases we've got in that area. This is not adding more troops. This is actually creating a long-term containment policy for the region. People who are in that area can seek safe haven in areas we call weapons-free safe zones near the rail line. This is something that would be very, very modern and could easily help us as a human species migrate to a peaceful world. Because right now we're so far from peace, it's ridiculous. I haven't changed my views on airstrikes. I still say we should do surgical airstrikes. It took Obama 2 months too late to make that decision. But we needed to be more careful than ever to make sure the signals on the ground match what we have up above in our AWACS security systems. We can't just kill people recklessly. Obama's already done a lot of that. His JSOC missions, Joint Special Operations Command, have killed innocent people in Afghanistan, and if you really Google it, you can find the Obama kill list. But I'm not here to divert your attention. Are you in yet?
Yeah.
We got to take care of that. Thank you. This person will come back as another person, but we need to get rid of him right now because he's sidetracking the show with his nonsensical extremist Nazi views. I have very little military experience other than the fact that I was on this island as a news director. I did some work on the outskirts for a publishing company representing a Navy map book for advertising. I got a chance to meet a lot of the commanders on the base, touch base with the commander in charge of PR, actually. They even offered me a chance to fly in a jet, and I declined to do that. But I would have gone to war had I been called for a draft. I was there in 1983 to sign my selective service documents. Those are not forged documents. You can go to my About page at americasthirdparty.com/about, and you can see that I signed up and I was willing to go, but I just was in that area right before Gulf War II where they didn't have a need for a draft or anything. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, please censor what you're going to say if it's derogatory toward me or Sarah. Yeah, I really don't want people detracting from the issues. Our country is in dire need of intelligence, and if you can't contribute to the issues, don't bother contributing. I think so. Regarding the Robin Williams story, we'll be talking about it off and on all night long. Below their discount. Yeah, but how would I meet federal? Well, if you went down to another country, 501, open visitation with Cuba. If you were to somehow travel through another country, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's illegal to go into Cuba if you're a U.S. citizen. He was very well loved. And I think the depression might have gotten to him, but I think we need to investigate possible murder here. Absolutely. TMZ is looking at that as a murder. I am a brilliant military tactician only because I studied it. I've studied historical battles and learned many of the mistakes that people have made in the past. The number one mistake is we should battle itself. War is a mistake. That's the number one mistake, war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Dire need of intelligence is an understatement. Yeah, exactly. Look, dude, just accept the fact that the government needs to be what? Viral, we don't accept anarchists or apathists here, and you're both. So you're gone. Yeah, I'm just purging you, and you're banned tonight, Viral. I don't support anybody who wants to take down our government. I don't support anybody who wants to just sit there and do nothing and accept the two-party system. We're really in here of like-minded people. We are preaching to the choir tonight. If you guys don't agree with me and you still think the Democrats have some fight left in them, all I've seen in the previous election was cheating. The Democrats have done a good job cheating and stealing me from my rightful position as second place in this competition. All my signs, my large signs were taken. I don't want to go off on that. Half of my regular signs were taken. I'm just real pissed off that our country has shown its true ugly colors, these Democrats trying to sabotage my campaign. It's really sad. And I don't support gun control like most Democrats. Many people believe that Williams was going to expose the Illuminati. Guest 816, where are you getting this information? From some small orifice called your butt? Could you pull up some information, please? Thank you.
I think we have an agreement, Dan.
I did have a lock on too. Yeah. My sights were on it, and my big signs went up, and I knew that if I got 20% more votes from the big signs, which that's what advertisers expect, I would have had this top 2 position. The Art of War. Thank you. Topper Dan, I want to remove the tax-exempt status from all churches too. We want to do it through the flat tax. Ironically, you go head-to-head with me on the flat tax. You claim that it's a regressive tax. Yeah. So the one thing that I want to do to create taxation policies that any church over 100,000 in income would pay a 10% tax. The one thing I want to do, you shoot down every time I bring it up. Well, it's been proven. No, a flat tax, a graduated flat tax, which I'm proposing, is different than a progressive tax. It would eliminate all loopholes, get rid of 77,000 pages of tax code, and usher our nation forward into a simplified modality where we can start doing things without having to hire attorneys, tax attorneys, just to do that. I think you have your luck on that. Yeah, so we don't need all of that BS, 77,000 pages of tax code. That's what the lobbyists are using to manipulate our system, and that's how they've gained so much control over the Democrats and Republicans. I don't pander to lobbyists or super PACs or anything like that. We also support term limits.
Robin was hammering
No,
his...
it's a certain, the simple flat tax is 10% on everything over $100,000, period. You control the false flags, David? So no, I didn't get the information from my ass. It came from a higher source than you know. Okay. So your ass wasn't speaking to you. Well, give me some evidence that you believe that Robin Williams was killed by the Illuminati. Please. Just some ounce of evidence, because that's the real problem with a lot of conspiracy theories. There's not enough evidence to convince anybody or everybody that it's happening. Side talk about marijuana. I will not ease the restrictions on cocaine until we have a 2/3 majority to do that. But I will move toward legalization of all marijuana, making it available to everyone to grow in 2017. If you want to sell it, though, you'd have to pay a 25% tax. No, Topper Dan, I don't, because I've studied regressive taxes and progressive taxes, and honestly, no one's really looked at a $100,000 threshold in a negative way. Even the editor at Fortune magazine has openly stated he supports a flat tax. Now, why would rich people support a flat tax if you're so concerned about it? The average person making under 100,000 won't pay any tax under this plan. This will make a lot of people happy, especially those people who are so angry at the 16th Amendment for forcing taxes on people when you're not legally able to tax people on their wages and compensation. But they do. So many people are going to love this flat tax. All right. You know, I wasn't surprised to hear John Travolta was gay. It doesn't surprise me at all because of that one encounter he had with a masseuse a couple years ago, and then it was hushed up one day later. John Travolta told his masseuse at the time to perform oral sex on him or he wouldn't go anywhere in Hollywood. That's alleged, according to the deposition from the masseuse. Well, a day later, the masseuse got paid off, and we never heard from it again. But that day, the masseuse had said that that Travolta had said that you have to sleep with rich Jewish Illuminatus. He said that rich Jewish men who were gay were forcing people like John Travolta to have oral sex with them in order to get more movie parts. That's what he said. Now, that's alleged. Yes, I've got a phone call coming in. I got it. I want to get into that Zen state, so if it's Rodney, I can take it without getting freaked out. Namyo Horenge Ring 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 Kyo. Namyo. I'm not really a religious person, but well, make no mistake about it. We're going to call Barack Obama. Namyo Horenge Kyo. Ringy 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 ringy. David Geffen is a rich Jewish man. Is he one of those people? I don't know. I'm not running conspiracy theories. I'm just saying that's what it was alleged in that particular deposition, and then it disappeared when John Travolta and he worked things out. Well, make no mistake about it. Just bend over and spell run. I will never understand the alliance between the NRA and the pro-gun groups. The NRA constantly goes on about how guns are necessary in case we have to fight back against government, but support the police. The NRA should ditch all the pro-police nonsense and form an alliance cop block. Well, there's other gun owners of America. Check them out, Guest 922. Cop block actually criticizes the people who enforce the tyranny instead of promoting them. 922 has some very interesting points. Good point, dude. Well, you know, I was upset when the NRA gave me a C-, so I wrote them an email, and instead of responding to the email, they upgraded me to a C+. But I only answered one question against guns, and that was that we need to keep the registration period here in Washington just the way it is. We're not at the space station. We are currently floating through the intergalactic orbit between the Milky Way and the Orion complex. Are you suffering from an Orion complex? Topper Dan, are you a troll? Sarah's fine. She's just doing a lot of ancillary work, developing the Hangout site and everything. I was sabotaged in the election. By the way, I've got my new signs, but I'm going to make some. Let me bring them in here.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, David. Yeah, I'm definitely okay. I am finding, okay, there we go. Finding out how to log in to BattleCam because they've done an upgrade over there as well. Oh, come on. Do I have a different information there? You think Topper Dan is James Anderson? I don't think so. I can tell you that right now because James Anderson hates me. And Topper Dan does not hate me. Well, he hates me, Tata King, but that's okay. This just one individual. Oh, really? Thank you. Oh, really? So bizarre. That's so bizarre. Okay, I have to go back here. I already did that. Did I change it? Invalid login or password. Anyway. Sarah, you think that guy liked me? Which guy? Yeah, it's so bizarre. Oh, you can prove it, huh? Okay. How are you going to prove such a thing? Goodness. Okay, this is my thing, so why can't I log in here? Yes. Authenticate.
All right, we got a couple of versions going here. We're redoing everything. That's why we do proofs. But proofs are great because they give people a chance to see what it really looks like. But this is going to be the sign that's going to be everywhere. I mean everywhere. And we're making hundreds of these things. Save nature, stop Larson. Larson's the guy that I'm up against that supports the military-industrial complex and all the terrible pollution, noise pollution. He doesn't care one iota about this. So I'm going after a write-in candidacy, an independent. You see the I there? I've dropped the Democratic now. I'm finally done with them. I gave them a chance. They proved to me by taking 50% of my signs, including all my big signs, they cheated. Oh, okay. Thanks, Life Invader. I didn't know. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Topper Dan, for telling me about Life Invader. It's about $100 worth of ink. Yeah, this was total cost to me, $2.60. And when I get done with these things, putting them on hard backing, they'll be great. I've got a lot of stakes to use, and I'm just going to start promoting it. And then I'm going to run about 500 TV commercials again, claiming that I was cheated, claiming that we need to stop this military buildup in our country. And I'm not for war, and obviously Larson is. It wouldn't have mattered if I was independent. I would not have made top 2 843. Just look at the dynamic here. The Democrats have 53% control over this area, 47% to the Republicans, but we managed to pull 16%, nearly 16% of the vote. We're going to be placing over 100 signs out here, big signs like that everywhere. And then I've got other smaller signs that I'm going to change this whole thing. This is not, I don't like the colors, I don't like anything, but it stands out.
Why don't you like it?
Does anybody like this? Write in David Sponheim, U.S. House Rep. I'm thinking of putting America's Third Party at the top, Sarah, right across the top. Okay.
Yeah.
That sign blows. I agree. You like that one? It's great, David. Change your face, more smile. We're going to do the more smile real soon, but I'm not ready for the more smile part because that's the part that's going to be really fun. Petrish does not get my endorsement, neither does Hayes. I'm sure Hayes will win. And I'll tell you something, I'm very concerned about another Democrat keeping the position in the U.S. House. I want to do everything I can to disable the Democrats in the House. I don't want them to take any ground over the Republicans. And at this point, I want the Republicans to win the Senate and keep the House. We've had too much of a powerful, almost dictatorial style out of Obama that hasn't led to compromise. So we need more smile, yeah. But the fact is, I don't have a lot of time to smile. And there's not a lot to be happy about. So you have to understand the smile picture is coming next. This is just a prep copy. We're going with a full smile picture, and it's going to be different. You'll see. It's really kind of cool what we're about to do. Yeah, I'm not going to lose because I'm not going to smile. Yeah, and even the two-party system has rigged here Washington state politics so that you can't even go on to the general. I never got any of my words read in the pamphlet. The pamphlet appeared online, but it won't go to any homes because I didn't get top 2 advantage. Using the two-party system's control of the top 2 status gives them a lock on our local politics here in Washington. In your area, it may not be top 2. They may have a general election all the way to the final. But I don't support Castro either. I'll tell you why. He's too much of a shill for the Democratic Party. So I'm banning you if you stand here and support Castro in this event. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Fidel Castro. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Julian Castro, who's running for president in 2016. That's okay. Sorry I banned you. It's been done, I know. The topper down, a former governor in Alaska won as a write-in. I'm going hard on this write-in campaign, and with 500 TV commercials in the District 2, that should spread around quite a bit. And I should get a lot of people to realize that I was cheated. They cheated me in my state race, so I'm going for a U.S. House now. And of course, I am deploying blackface coming up October 31st. The Halloween show will be all blackface, all me. It'll be the 31st of this coming up October.
Robert from Oak Harbor wants to know what you're going to.
Oh, her dad was a governor. Thank you.
For fighter plane flyovers.
Oh, flyovers. You're talking about chemtrails, mostly?
No, he's talking about Oak Harbor fighter plane flyovers.
Oh, yeah, well, they also produce chemtrails, but they're mostly gas and jet fuel coming out of their mufflers. Thank you, Pre-Grim. We have a countdown clock. We're going to bring that in as soon as the real dire needs come forth. Dr. Meow, please don't go there. Yeah, that's a racist statement. I don't appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to purge any racism from our show. Blackface is not racism. And Dog and Pie, please keep your racist slurs to a minimum. Thank you. All right. Right now, the jets fly over. We had 7 F-35s fly over our head today. I pointed to Sarah. I said, Sarah, listen to those. They put out anywhere from 60 to 120 decibels of incredible noise, which can actually fracture your liver if you're standing under a jet. That's what doctors are saying. Epidemiologists are going to be reporting on this. A friend of mine is filing an injunction against the Navy right now. There's a lot of Democrats in the south end of the island are very concerned. Ironically, those Democrats may very well think I'm a racist because of all the crap coming out of the Democratic Party, which I think was a smear campaign, pure smear campaign, because they don't even understand free speech. I have the right to parody a president, and that's the only way I'm going to show you how bad of a president Barack Obama has become. I know, and the Obamas have spent over $44 million. I think it's more like close to $1 billion 2014 when you look at the travel and vacations. Do you have a stat on that? The flyovers here in Oak Harbor, all-seeing eye, thank you, are so severe that you guys are starting to realize, hey, this can't be good for us, and yeah, they can fracture your liver. I'm serious, David Nation. If we don't start getting realistic about how many flyovers we've got and get the Navy to pull back, what's the point of having a U.S. House of Representative like Rick Larson? He does nothing. He won't even answer phone calls from people concerned. He has done absolutely nothing to address it. He was down here at a money-raising campaign in Coopville. I'm not delusional. I'm very realistic. He was down here at a local campaign to raise money. He hardly got any donations from anybody. And I have it on solid authority that this guy refuses to talk about the jets and continues backing the hard Republican line. You Democrats are losing your party, I'm telling you. I'll be getting write-in votes coming up in 2014. And I'm also prepping the ground for a possible race against Rick Larson in the actual primary coming up in 2016 if I have to, if he's stupid enough to run again. Seriously. I'm willing to consider that option here in Washington State while I'm running for president across the nation. I'd be willing to give up Washington State as a state for my presidential race, because you cannot run for a local U.S. House of Representatives opportunity. You can't run for 2 offices in Washington at the same time. That's the law.
Right. And
So,
you can't run for the same office if you ran in the primary and did not get top 2, then you cannot run in the general election.
Wintard, we believe
that same office.
that my competitors stole the signs. That's a fair statement, and I'll be running with that publicly on TV. You know, you guys are so in love with Barack Obama, you're going to really like my impersonation coming up October 31st. Even you Obama fans are going to say, dang, he looks just like Obama. It's amazing. I'm working with a high level of care in mastering the look of Obama for my next impersonation. I know, I can't wait too. And we're going all out. The reason why I'm not smiling right now is I've got an imperfect smile. And the reason why I'm running, we're going to be running a bigger campaign shortly, is my smile is about to get perfect. Seriously. So in case you're wondering, the Obama look requires a perfect smile because he's wearing Da Vinci veneers. And I'll be doing something similar. Yeah. Cross-eyed Charlie, we're not here to talk about anybody who's mentally retarded who has a TV show. Yeah, it's really, it's not in my...
I heard that
Thank
individual, I heard Carl might be coming into our show tonight.
Well, great, that'll be great. But we're not here to talk about that other show. Yeah. Thank you. Well, make no mistake about it. He was one of a kind. Well, yeah, he was one of a kind, especially when he was high on cocaine. People need to know that. So folks made this horrible loss to, of all of us. Everyone loved Robin Williams. They loved Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, I don't know any movie that I can go to any time and play and not laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire. One of the best movies of all times. The ultimate laughter movie. Thank you. But I got to tell you, let this be a message to all young people to not get involved in cocaine or alcohol. That's why I'm in favor of legalizing marijuana, so that you won't go into those dark places in your life and think that life is like a coke high, because it isn't. Life is not like a coke high. Sometimes you got to just grin and bear it and get through it, and obviously Robin Williams couldn't get high enough to kill the pain of the reality that he lived. That much I think is accurate. But if there is a murder here, TMZ says they're investigating it as a murder. Police are.
Thank you, QP.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I don't think it's appropriate to talk about the death of women and children in Iraq right now. But now that Barack Obama has waited 6 weeks to do any bombing raids, when I said we should have done surgical bombing 2 months ago, 6 weeks to 2 months ago I was talking about it, now we're finding out that Obama may be too late. Yeah, these people know that you can embed with women and children and get safety and security from Tomahawks or any kind of a UAV like the Predator. So like in Gaza, these people are going to be embedding with those people. So it's becoming a much more disturbing quagmire, again, all of which I predicted was going to happen, again, all of which I would have prevented had my policies been in place in 2008. All of that is on our website, and there's a reason why I left it all just as it was in 2008, because the same plan still applies. I support the constitutional carry legislation, clown dude. I think the Thune Amendment was something that could have almost passed. If you have a right to carry a concealed weapon in any state, it should be honored in all states. I agree with it. No, Bush didn't even, he started it. Obama couldn't possibly finish it. And even today, Obama's finally admitting what I've been saying 6 years, that you cannot win the war in Iraq. You can only win the peace. That's not true. Obama didn't make the decision to bomb 2 months ago. No. A commander-in-chief can instigate immediate bombing raids within a few hours. It doesn't take 2 months to get past your military advisors if you're the commander-in-chief. You're following a red herring there, Topper Dude. Topper Dan.
Okay, maybe we'll consider that.
Well, you know, sure, we might run in the primary coming up against Rick Larson. Yeah, I might do that as a Republican because I'm at the point where I don't care. I've reached my wit's end. I would never have sided with Republicans, but I'll tell you, if it's the only way to beat these Democrats, right now I'm in favor of any Republican winning the House and the Senate for 2014, and I urge all of you to vote Republican or Independent in this coming election. Please do not vote Democrat, because right now they've used the most dirty tactics to devastate and sabotage my campaign anyone could possibly do. And my campaign is almost like a watershed moment in American history, because freedom of speech is being suppressed by these people. They don't even understand what a parody video is. I don't know, maybe. Thank you. All right, so this is the sign that's going up. I'm going head-to-head in this election with Rick Larson, and it'll be Stop Larson, Save Nature, right in David Sponheim for U.S. House. I still have name recognition in the area, and my 500 commercials will be playing at the same time. I'm gonna throw about probably $500 into this effort of our funds. Our fund, we have $500 to spare on this event, just to make sure they understand. You don't screw me over and walk away smiling and think you can just do it anytime you want. I don't take that crap from anybody. Legalize marijuana, okay. Another one will be legalize marijuana. The problem is we are in a legalized marijuana state, okay.
Yes.
So it kind of falls on deaf ears. Yeah.
Our state.
No, I'm not hiding. Yeah, well, I was hiding my snaggly tooth in the picture. As you can see, I didn't smile really, really big because I was hiding this imperfect tooth because I bit a USDA-approved sausage and it broke my tooth, okay? And I've got this Jewish dentist that wants to charge me $300 to repair a little chip in my tooth. So I've got a whole better solution set up. You'll see it soon. You won't have to look at my mug anymore with this lack of a smile. I'm going to be the most smiling president on earth soon, presidential candidate on earth. I'll always have a smile on my face. No, I'm not investing in bitcoins. I don't believe in investing in anything. My vow of poverty prevents me from making any investments. Well, many people have sausages with bones in it. Maybe you do. In your refrigerator, your grocer's freezer. Check it out. I've encountered a lot of bones in sausages. I don't want to Photoshop my teeth. I am going to have perfect teeth. I'm putting together a whole solution for the Barack Obama's 2 video. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. My position on right to work is people have a right to work, period. Right to work states should be allowed to hire non-union anytime they want. And I'm surprised Obama didn't push for a union at Walmart. No, those glue-on teeth are not successful enough, 709. I'm going to have a permanent solution. I've decided to fork over the big bucks and get a permanent solution. I don't need money. Money is irrelevant. I need answers to problems. We got far too many problems. David, are you a homosexual? No, I am not. I've never had a homosexual encounter. I haven't even gone up to some Italian guys like in Sopranos and kissed Italian guys. I don't even do that. Hey, Guido, how you doing? Mwah! Have you seen those? We're going to take care of this, Meester. Don't worry. We're moving to the 21st century here. My position on life is we need to help women make the fateful decision properly. They need to know. Our right to let information out is important. So why don't we, now that anti-abortionists can get close to an abortion clinic, the Supreme Court ruled they can get within a foot or so, why don't we allow people to actually sit in the abortion clinic and have 5 minutes with the young lady who's deciding to abort her baby? And the pro-choice people can be there going, well, you don't want to bear a child into this world, and wouldn't you like to have a free life and live like a wild slut? And then the pro-lifer people will stand there and go, sacrilege! You're hurting the poor child. And you'd each have 5 minutes to talk to her. What do you think? And how about a first trimester law where we only allow abortions during the first trimester, except in the case of rape? How about that? Would you be willing to accept that, you pro-lifer? I am going to be a winner, Topper Dan. I appreciate it. And thank you for coming in our room and being such a self-important person. Yeah, you seem to love yourself a lot. Barry Manilow never called me at all. I've never received a call from Barry Manilow. Except that one song. I wrote the songs that make the young girls cry. What is he doing now? Propping up his wrinkles with Botox? What's his deal? Does he still do Vegas? You're gay and a happily married man. There's Sark Weather is married, gay, happy. Mandy, yeah, love that song. Well, Sarah already has a promise ring for me, and the promises are forever, so I like to help everybody, Topper Dan. Why don't you help some of the homeless people that are now on the street because of Obama? Why don't you go get your neighbors in your area that are homeless some granola bars? Do yourself a favor and start helping people out. It'll be a feel-good moment for you. Why do you think it's okay to kill newborns? There are so many babies that could go to a proper home without killing them. It's inhuman to kill babies as it would be with killing animals. You shouldn't have my vote. Well, 956, apparently you don't understand that Roe v. Wade is the rule of the law. And if you don't go along with that, then good luck. Go vote for a constitutionalist. I know that they are not pro-choice. I'm in favor of a first trimester law to limit the amount of abortions because since Roe v. Wade was put in play, over 60 million babies have died, been killed. Yes, it is murder. I agree. We're not having children for a variety of reasons. Number one, the radiation trickling out of Fukushima into the Pacific Ocean. Thank you. Number two, the possibility that my child will end up growing poorer than I was, because this trend among Caucasians is going on. Number three, the cost to raise a Caucasian child is about $300,000 for their lifetime. It's too expensive. We can't finance their scholarships, their medical care. So unless we start eating rice and beans and going over the border illegally and getting free refugee pay from the Democrats, none of us Caucasians can really have babies unless we've got a full-time job and are busting our ass trying to meet our minimum payments on our credit card. Number four, the world is getting uglier every day. I can't repeal Roe v. Wade, clown dude. Supreme Court has to do that. Green energy all the way, I agree, yay. Right on. I know, I'm a little flushed right now wondering why there's so much radiation in the ocean.
You want me to put this in somewhere else?
You like the first trimester idea, liberal forever? Thank you. See, we've got a liberal stepping toward the right a little bit. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, our first liberal has moved toward the right just a tad. And you guys on the right who don't want to vote for me because I am pro-choice, bear in mind, a first trimester abortion law, the baby is this big, doesn't have a cerebrum, has the atavistic response system of an arthropod, you may call it a human life at conception, but the baby's not going to suffer any pain, unlike a second trimester abortion where the baby's this big and screams inside the womb. I mean, you are all fetuses, you know. It's a zygote. Exactly. Thank you. I don't need my nuts cut. I plan on fathering many children through in vitro insemination, through host clones. Who knows? The world's getting different every day. Anything's possible. Yeah. You know that no clone has actually been born outside of a mother's womb? Isn't that amazing? I don't want to clone myself. I'm not worried about it right now. You want to get rid of my nuts, and I'm telling you no. I might just, send my genes to the genius pool. Whatever. Can't we agree to disagree? Yes, we can. I know. And believe me, I wouldn't want a woman to have an abortion either. If Sarah said somehow, David, I'm pregnant. I'm not bisexual. I've never had sex with a man in my life.